everybody, and welcome to another in our series of questions that we get to ask our brilliant Vivier rep, Andrea Giacone. Thank you so much for joining us again. We're really grateful. It's been informative and enjoyable, and I look forward to all the things that you're going to teach us today.
Thanks so much, Beth. It's always fun doing these with you, and I really appreciate you having me and asking me to do this.
Well, it is definitely our pleasure. Today, I would love to know what we can do when our skin is really dry. So, we had lots of clients who asked us that through the winter months, but there are still clients who deal with dry skin all year round. What can we do to help with that?
Yeah, so that's such a good question. And I mean, thankfully, hopefully now we're starting to move out of the colder winter months, even though this week seems a little
Not sure
but
Mother Nature knows that yet, but we're getting there.
we're getting there. But typically, yeah, I mean, when we talk about dry skin, typically there's a few reasons why we get dry skin. And one of them typically is that, during the winter months, it's colder outside, the air is typically drier. So there's a decrease in the amount of humidity in the air, which often causes drier skin. But
Mhm.
then there's also things like unbalanced pH of the skin. And then there's other skin compromises. So, like dermatitis, psoriasis, eczema, things like this that can contribute to dry skin. And so, when you're coming up with your dry skin protocol, it's always important to determine, what truly is the cause of your dry skin so that you
Okay.
can find the best solution for you. That being said, I do have some of my favorite Vivier products that will specifically treat and address anybody that might be struggling with dry skin, itchy skin, and just a lack of moisture in general. So, when we talk about dry skin, I always like to start from the beginning. So, the most important thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you're incorporating a gentle cleanser into your daily routine. So, I don't know, Beth, if do you use our Hexam wash?
I do.
Yes. And
Mhm.
everybody loves this wash because it's a very gentle cleanser, but it's also really great. I don't know if you can see this well. Hexam
There we
wash.
go.
Okay. So this is a really gentle cleanser that's a good cleanser for all skin types, including even sensitive skin. So it contains a key ingredient called hexamidine. And hexamidine is antibacterial and antimicrobial, but it's also an ingredient that's known to restore key lipid levels in the skin. So, if you're feeling a little bit more dry, you're going to want to integrate a cleanser like this into your routine that won't over dry or overstrip your skin. The second thing I'd always recommend for anybody with more dry skin is our refreshing toner. So I think you mentioned that you use this as well, Beth.
Absolutely. And can you talk a little bit, Andrea, about why that's so important? Because I get so many clients who say, I don't see the point of toner. That's
Yeah.
just an extra thing you're trying to sell.
Yeah. So when I talked about, some of the causes of dry skin can be an unbalanced pH level in the
Mhm.
skin. So the purpose of the toner is to restore and rebalance the pH levels of the skin. And so, with our refreshing toner, for example, it will help to rebalance the skin with some ingredients like witch hazel extract. We also have some orange extract in there and some citric acid. So, it's a really nice, soothing toner that's also going to restore the pH levels of the skin. And that's important when you're talking about a full skincare routine because when you restore the pH levels of the skin back to where they need to be, anything that you're going to put on top of your skin after that is going to work better. So you want to make sure that you're almost like creating the proper canvas for any of your other ingredients to be able to penetrate to the areas of the skin that they need to work the best. So I
It's
always say
almost like like paint primer.
exactly.
Like you're
Perfect.
preparing the canvas.
Preparing the canvas so you can get your best results. And then not only that, but it just feels really soothing. So if you have dry skin, it's going to create almost like a soothing effect to your skin. It will restore some of the moisture. It's also not going to overstrip your skin. So sometimes you get toners at, a commercial grade place that
Mm.
might have things like alcohol in them, and that can really overstrip and dry out your skin. So you're going to want to make sure that you're using something that's formulated properly so it's not going to overstrip your skin.
And is that like using alcohol, those alcohol-based wipes to take off makeup can do the same thing, right? can strip the skin.
It will strip your skin, right? And so
Mhm.
if you're specifically concerned about dryness, you're probably going to want to avoid anything with like harsh ingredients like that. Okay, so then we move on to one of my personal favorite products, and this is, can you see this? The
There we
CE
go.
peptides. So CE peptides is my sort of ride or die vitamin C serum. I do not go a day without the serum, or a night for that for that matter. Vitamin C is one of the most important things that you can do for your skin. So I know we've had this conversation before, Beth, but you know, there's so many benefits of incorporating a good quality vitamin C serum into
Mhm.
your daily and nightly routine. First and foremost, it's a very powerful antioxidant and free radical scavenger. So every day when we go out into the world, we're exposed to environmental aggressors that can over time wreak havoc on our skin. And so when you incorporate a pure, stable vitamin C serum, like the Vivier family of vitamin C serums into your routine, it's going to help to fight against free radical damage and neutralize the free radical damage. So for me, it's a game-changing product. Everybody should incorporate a vitamin C serum into your routine. Now, specifically, if you have dry skin, the CE peptides contains vitamin E, that will have some conditioning agents in it, and it will make your skin feel a little bit more hydrated and moisturized. And it's also an additional antioxidant in addition to the vitamin C. So you really can't go wrong. This is my go-to vitamin C serum, specifically if you have normal to dry skin.
And is the most popular one we sell,
Is
for
it?
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really, really good one. And then the last step of a really good skincare routine, if you have dry skin, is of course going to be your moisturize step. Now, I would always say, some people think that you can just get away with a moisturizer. I'd say never forget your prepare step. So the Hexam wash and the refreshing toner. And then my most important step, I say, is the vitamin C serum. And then the moisturizers are of course going to enhance anything that you've already done to your skin and really help with your moisture barrier. So one of our best selling, I don't know if you can see this one.
Yep.
So the Daily Age Defying Moisturizer. So this is going to help to protect your skin. And again, just really keep your moisture barrier at the levels it should be. And it's also going to help to prevent TOOL, so transepidermal water loss.
Mm.
Okay, so that's our own natural moisture from the inside when it evaporates, right? And so when you prevent transepidermal water loss, you're locking in your own natural moisture, and then you're creating a moisture barrier by adding a nice moisturizer like this. So Daily Age Defying Moisturizer is really good for all skin types, specifically if you want something more for anti-aging. And then I'm sure that this is one that you guys sell a lot of too. This
Yes, ma'am.
is the Lexel. Okay, so Lexel moisturizer is another option. And this is an option that I would say is really great for anybody with more compromised skin or sensitive skin. Maybe it's somebody that, you know, fights with a little bit of excess oil, which isn't really the topic we're talking about. We're talking about dryness. But even if it's compromised skin post-procedure and you want something that's a little bit more gentle in terms of a moisturizer, it's not going to feel heavy and thick and dewy, the Lexel moisturizer is going to be a really great option.
It's one that I put on every client after every laser procedure.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Exactly. And
And the one I use at home.
oh, is it? Yeah.
Yes,
And people
absolutely.
love it because it has a little bit more of it has a bit more of a matte finish. It almost disappears, right? It doesn't feel
Mhm.
heavy on your skin. And so it's a really nice moisturizer for all skin types, but especially if you're feeling a little bit more sensitive, dry, or like you said, Beth, post-procedure. So those are some of my favorites. And again, you know, it follows our philosophy of skincare, which is prepare, target, moisturize, and protect. So you're going to want products that fall into that range. I do have two other products for dry skin that are a little bit more of like treatment products. So
Okay.
another one that I absolutely love is the vitamin C scrub. Okay. So the vitamin C scrub, this is a nice treatment product that I would always recommend using only like 1 to 2 nights a week as a treatment. So you're not going to use this every day because you don't want to over dry your skin.
Mhm.
So this is a exfoliant. It's our only manual exfoliant in the line. So the exfoliant with the biodegradable beads in it. And it's going to help to remove that top dead layer of skin cells that, will build up over time and make your skin look lackluster. So if you're feeling dry, you're feeling like you have, that dull, not
Mm.
glowy, dewy complexion, this is a good product to incorporate a couple nights a week. Another one as a treatment product is, see if you can see this.
There we go.
Okay, the Ultra Hydrating Mask. So this again is a really, really beautiful product. It's a mask, it's a cream-based mask that you would put on a few nights a week as a treatment. And it's really gonna help if you have dry, dehydrated skin. It's got emollient abilities to it. So it has ingredients that will soften the skin, hydrate the skin, and moisten the skin. So we're talking things like sweet almond extract, shea butter, pumpkin seed extract, vitamin E. So all of these ingredients combined are going to keep your skin feeling moisturized, dewy, and glowy. So you can't go wrong.
Perfect. So I'm sure that Andrea gave us lots of suggestions in there that will work for anybody who's dealing with some of that dryness. So thank you so much for that. And we look forward to hearing more from you next week.
Thanks, Beth.